welcome back to the A-frame for Airbnb here in beautiful Canyon Lake, Texas. And now we're siding up this back wall. Super exciting because this is really where the A-frame comes together. I mean, this is where the money shot is. When you go to our Airbnb page here, when we launch this place, you're gonna say, wow, that's amazing. I wanna stay there. So this is a super critical project that we have to get right. So I have major news. I'm launching Darks Design and Build right here in the San Antonio, Texas area as a licensed general contractor. So my love for building started when my wife and I were flipping our first house. It was a live-in flip. And I told her, I said, hey, let's buy this house. It's in a really good neighborhood. I know the house itself is a little basic, but let's upgrade everything. Let's upgrade the floors, the cabinetry, the painting. Let's do built-ins, let's do barn doors. And I just learned that I really love the trade of carpentry. And over the course of building the A-frame, I've fallen deeper in love with construction and architecture. So now I'm turning that passion into building your beautiful custom home, your dream kitchen and bath, your amazing outdoor living space, or a crazy A-frame like this. So if you're in the San Antonio or Hill Country area and you or your family are looking to build an amazing space, fill out the form below. I love to get to know you and your project. I would be honored to serve you, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you. That's nice. Look at that thing, man. It's pretty nice. It's hard not to be biased because I built it, but it's pretty good. So the first step when it comes to siding this back wall is to start with the soffit detail. So the soffit detail is 24-inch James Hardie siding. So the soffit doesn't have anywhere to hang on to because there's no, so the A-frame here, we didn't frame it with outriggers. So we had to add an extra 2x4 to attach our soffit plate to. So not a big problem. We just took a framing square. We had a 90-degree angle towards the finished side of the wall there, of the back wall, and made sure we're coming off at a 90-degree angle with our soffit, nailed in the 2x4s, beautiful. The next critical part is installing the trim that goes from your soffit panel to in front of your siding. And so this is pretty critical because it gives a seamless look. You're gonna end up caulking the joints in between, but it really gives this flawless kind of transition from the soffit to the actual siding. It's really nice. For us, we used 1-inch LP Smart Side trim board there, 8-foot pieces, 8-foot strips, all the way up. And then after that, we were ready to start siding up the A-frame. So my biggest pro tip for anyone that's doing siding is to not trust just one tool to tell you that's your level. I'd use your tape measure, I'd use your actual long level, I use the small level that you have, I use any digital device you have. I mean, I would keep going here to make sure this thing is level. Here's why. As I've been doing this project, of course, I've been paying way more attention to other people's siding jobs on my own house, my neighbor's house, the houses in my neighborhood, and I've literally seen where they have the trim piece going from the sidewall to the back wall. They have two trims there. They kind of look like, I would guess, LP Smart Side, and they're running their siding into those trims. Well, here's the thing, no one's checking the left side and the right side to see if it's level, because I can literally see from the street that it's like an inch below each other. So don't do that. Like, make sure you're being very careful to make sure you have a consistent line as much as you can. No one's perfect. I'm not perfect, but I'm just saying, like, you gotta do better than that. So for me, I'm always taking my level, making sure I'm good on top, and then I'm nailing it in. For my nailer, I use the DeWalt siding nailer with also the DeWalt siding nails. The goal anytime you're shooting siding is you want to hit the studs. However, the James Hardie manufacturer does say that it's okay if you don't hit every single stud. As long as you get most of the nails and studs, you're good. All right, so I kind of made a bit of a boo-boo. Is that the right word to use? Let me show you. So basically, the detail is in this side of the soffit here is to have this panel. This is a 4x sheet of James Hardie, and it's cut down to size. Well, the problem is that I tried to put it up by staying on this ladder right here, and I put it up just a little bit crooked. You probably can't see it that much in the video, but it's something that's definitely bothering me. So now I have to get creative on how I'm going to take it down without damaging it, because I only have so many pieces. This is my other soffit panels right there. So I got to get a little creative. So here's my solution: heavy duty pry bar. And I don't know about you guys, but when I see a heavy duty pry bar, I think of Home Alone. You know what I mean? When they're in there, they're in the house. I don't know which one it is, if it's one or two, but they're up to no good. And I just feel like this, I feel like a criminal. I feel like a criminal with the pry bar, but whatever. I need it for this, so let's get it done. Okay, well, didn't get what I wanted, but got what I wanted. Now, the critical thing with the soffit is you use these plastic pieces. They're called H molds. So I really like H molds because it gives us a professional look. It also, this is really a pro tip, with a roof like this coming in such a steep angle, they really act like a hand. They have a little bit of a slot to them on the inside that allows you to sit the next material in there perfectly. So you can do this by yourself. What I often did is get on a scaffolding and then hold up the actual board with my foot and my arms. So I would kick it, I wouldn't kick it, don't kick it because it's pretty sensitive, but I would hold it with my foot, slide it in place, and then nail it off with the siding gun. And for me, that worked. All right, so I'm about halfway up the wall here on the A-frame, and man, what can I say, but it's really coming together. I mean, it's been a long time coming. When I think about, you know, everything it took to get here, from doing the foundation and the framing and putting up the roof, everything, it is really cool to see how far the A-frame has come, and it's coming from, you know, a vision that was on paper to now something that's real, and it's here. And I do think that with one more day, that, you know, this A-frame behind me, this wall, I should say, the back siding wall, could be really close to being finished, if not all the way done. So super proud of it so far, and yeah, loving it. All right, so originally when we were framing the house, we took two 2x10 by 16 footers and we joined them together using subfloor OSB, so 23rd 32nd plywood subfloor OSB, along with construction adhesive, plus we used flooring framing nails. So the two, I think they're 2¼ inch, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 2½ inch. We use those to join everything together, and that's what frames up both sides of both sides of the rafter. So the only issue is, now that I'm officially doing the fascia, it kind of leaves a little bit of, I would just say, an opportunity. I won't call it an issue, but what's happening is that you take this plywood right here. So what's happening is that you take this plywood right here and you have it sticking out. It's sticking out proud of the actual 2x10s right here. And so what I plan to do, just to make the fascia itself one smooth plane, is take ripped subfloors. So I'll take these ripped subfloors right here. This is probably, I don't know, 1.5 to 2 inches wide going this way. It's just the subfloor itself. Literally just stick it on here, just nail it, and use it as a nailing strip for the actual fascia. So your eye is just going to see a flat plane as you look at the A-frame from afar. That's what we're going to do. And you want to do a good job with this, but it's not really about being perfect as much as it's just about having a smooth plane. So I think about right here-ish, a little bit off of the front, and we'll just knock these in. That's all we need to do. Use galvanized nails out here. Even though it's going to get covered, galvanized is really the best. All right. See, it's all we got to do. You can have a little space in between, that's fine. It's not a big deal. And then down here, actually, I'll just make this parallel. That'll be easy. Right there. That's enough. Just enough for, there we go. Just as a nailer, it's all we're looking for. So it's all flush all the way to the bottom. That's all we need. All right, so I'm just sliding this behind the flashing. overall, I really love it. I mean, it came out beautiful. I can't wait to paint it. I can't wait to have all the caulking there and have it completely done. It's going to be great. I'm really proud of the back wall, the A-frame here with the siding, the way that it looks. I love how it looks on the drone from afar. I really do think that our money shot for our Airbnb page is going to come out great. So guys, thank you so much for following me. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Want to see me crush another project? Click this video here.